Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Miss Shafinas and my fellow friend. Today we will present about Nahnu. This is our group members Nur Huda, Siti Nurjana, Nur Fazira, Azra Nurina and Alia Shaza.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Huda binti Adnan and we would like to present about contemporary Islamic finance issue in Malaysia regarding Nahnu. And I'm sure that all of us have familiar with Nahnu. Nahnu is one of the microfinancing in Malaysia that suits the financing requirement of the people in need. Nahnu is known for being quick in their service and approval, lower services charge and also simple procedures. People nowadays choose Nahnu because they find it difficult to get funds from some financial institution, because some financial institutions take an amount of time to disburse the loans with many documentations and charge higher cost of borrowing and high legal fees. The objective of Nahnu is to improve its customer financial security by practicing the fair distribution of income and eradicating poverty. It also can increase individual welfare by increasing the awareness of wealth management purposes such as saving and investment. Islamic financial institutions need to comply with the Sharia law as it is derived from the Quran and Sunnah. Nahnu is a Sharia compliant concept because it uses the concept of wadiyah, yad, damanah, kardul hasan and ujrah in its transactions. This concept clearly shows that Nahnu is eliminating the elements of riba and gharar. These Islamic concepts are very important since it could appreciate customer asset without any manipulative actions, because Nahnu will be taking care of the customer's welfare. As we know, Nahnu is the alternative to conventional pawnbroking. Conventional pawnbroking is more to profit rather than customers' welfare, while Nahnu is profit-oriented but still taking care of their customers' welfare by assisting those in need. However, Nahnu has always been debated about its issues since its existence. Those issues include the conflict in the assets of the combined contracts, margin of finance and safekeeping fee, benefiting from the marhun and legal consistencies.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Siti Nurjana binti Sairi. I will start with the first issue, which is conflict in the essence of the combined contracts. When Nahnu and Wadiyah Yad al-Damanah are combined, Muhammad Fairuz, Badri and Hussein claim that the legal implication of both contracts may contradict with regard to the return of the promised and deposited item. According to Sastra Mihajat, she cited Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution (AAOIFI) in its standards number 25 condition for a combined contract or hybrid contract to be permissible. First, combining contract should not include the cases that are explicitly banned by Sharia. For instances, contract that combine a sale and a loan into one contract. Number two, combining contract should not be used as a ploy to commit riba, such as an agreement between two parties to practice a sale and buyback transaction by al-inah or riba al-fad. Number three, the combination of contracts should not be used as an excuse for practicing riba. And lastly, combined contracts should not reveal disparity or contradiction with regard to their underlying rulings and ultimate goals, essence of the contract. Apparently, the last condition is relevant to the current situation because the issue is brought about by a disagreement between the fundamental principles and ultimate objective, Muqtada al-Akad, of the two contracts. The Wadiyah Yad al-Damanah contract stipulates that the deposited item must be restored at the depositor's request at any time. Regarding the Rahn, the marhun cannot be taken back at any moment by the owner or mortgagor, since it will defeat the objective of the pledge, which is to secure the amount loaned. The conflict of Muqtada al-Akad between the two contracts contributes to Sharia concern. Furthermore, according to Shamsia and Saleh, the purpose of Wadiyah is for custody, while the objective of Nahnu is as a pledge for financial obligation. The intention to keep the marhun under the guise of a Wadiyah contract is not the driving force behind the delivery of the marhun to the creditor. It is against Sharia regulation for Wadiyah Yad al-Damanah being used as the foundation for Islamic pawnbroking. Nevertheless, the bigger Sharia concern is about the inclusion of Wadiyah Yad al-Damanah in Nahnu as to whether it is a kind of hilah or legal trick to circumvent riba. The issue of riba comes into the picture due to the custodial fee that IFIS or IPS impose on deposited item. That's all from me. I will pass to next presenter for the next issue.
Hi, my name is Nova and I will continue the presentation with the second issue. The second issue that we have been discovered is the merging of financing and safekeeping fee. Various Islamic pawnbroking institutions offer a variety of financing options ranging from 50% to 70% of the marhum, which is the pledged item value. The financing margin offered by Islamic pawnbroking institution is lower than the conventional pawnbroking, which can offer loan margins up to 85% to 90%. This is one of the factors that entices pledgers to stick with conventional pawnbroking. The fee charged to the pledger is based on the ujrah because, according to the Rahnu contract, even though the pledger has the possession of the pledged item, the pledger retains ownership of the asset. The pledger is responsible for the asset's upkeep, and the Islamic pawnbroking institution has the right to charge a fee for the upkeep and safekeeping of the pledged item in the form of ujrah. In calculating the safekeeping fee, Islamic pawnbroking institutions typically use one of two approaches, which are daily or monthly. As a result, different rates are imposed, which are limited by the financing margin and the calculation method. The rate charged to the pledger is determined by the value of marhum. In general, the higher the value of marhum, the higher the fee levied against the pledger. According to Ahmad Faisal, Muhammad Hatta and Khamis, who share this viewpoint, there is a direct connection between the loan supplied to the clients and the ujrah that is required. Despite the fact that the ujrah rate is fixed, an inflated fee is still charged, meaning that the greater the marhum, the more loan the consumer would receive, and as a result, the more ujrah is billed. They claim that this method is quite comparable to conventional bank loans, where the higher the loan amount, the more profit bank will make from the interest charged on the loan. The benefit of fee is seen as riba unless it accurately reflects the lender's true cost. The issue here is the fee charged to the customer is not only based on the value of marhum, but also the amount of loan granted to the pledger. As mentioned in the hadith, every loan that generates profit is deemed to be a riba. Thus, if the fee is imposed depending on the loan issued, this will cause the non-Sharia compliant issue on riba. However, Noraini claims that Islamic pawnbroking has significantly cheaper safekeeping fees than conventional pawnbroking, making it more convenient for the customer.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Azra Nurina. Next, I will continue with the third issue, which is benefiting from the marhun. Marhun is the value of good for pawning. It is somewhat similar to a card contract because the underlying contract that is being used is called wadiah yad adamanah. The wadiah yad adamanah contract is most likely used instead due to the fact that the financial obligation has not yet been established between the International Financial Institution IFIS and Islamic Political Party IPS through the loan or card. After the completion of the card contract, the Rahn contract should begin to take effect, but it's important to remember the item were pledged should be kept as a marhun. Consider wadiah adamanah is a card contract. It's appear two were signed first between customer and international financial institution or Islamic political parties via wadiah adamanah contract, where the former deposit is property on guarantee. Second, international financial institution or Islamic political party loan money to the customer under the card contract. This agreement give the party a debt offset effect or mukasah. In other words, the item from the card contract is fungible or midly and consumable. In the case of golden jewel offered as a pledge, it meet the criteria for midly but not considered a consumable. It's a non-consumable because the international financial institution and Islamic political parties have pledged to honor the commitment. Wadiah yad adamanah is adopted as an insurance or guarantee the pledge item will remain secure while the custody of IFIS or IPS. Another possible response to this question will be to justify charging the customer a custodial fee.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Shaza and now I'm going to present on the 4 issues related to Rahn. That is legal inconsistencies. Rahn has no specific act in regulating its operations. Institutions that offer Rahn services must follow the relevant acts related to that institution. For instance, institutions that are bound by the Ministry of Housing and Local Government (KPKT) must follow and comply with Akta Pemegang Pajak Gadai 1972 Act 81. The diversity of governance makes it difficult to coordinate and regulate Rahn activities in Malaysia. Therefore, a proposal has been put forward to enact a law specifically for Rahn and its operations. The first Cabinet decision on 27 February 2009 recommended that the regulation of activities and laws related to Rahn be placed under the portfolio of the Ministry of Finance. This proposal would lead to a clear separation of the management of Pajak Gadai Konvensional (PGK) and Rahn. In this case, PGK will remain placed under KPKT, while Rahn will be placed under the Ministry of Finance. According to ASIA 2018, however, the decision had to be reconsidered on 12 February 2014 by appointing KPKT as the enactor of the Rahn Act. Up to this day, although the draft of the Rahn Act has been drafted, the debate related to to the appointment of the single Rahn governing body is still being discussed by the government. This situation is understandable due to the existence of specific jurisdiction over Rahn which has been practiced as an alternative to PGK, which is regulated under Act 81 and not part of Islamic banking products. Lastly, for the conclusion, the Sharia issues on the theory and practice of Rahn in Malaysia is still ongoing. As many as 4 forms of issue were discussed. Both first and second issues concern on involvement of riba. The third issue is regarding the Islamic financial institution and Islamic pawn shop benefiting from Nahnu, while last issue is concerned on the non-specific act to coordinate and regulate Rahn activities in Malaysia. Thus, it is suggested that the industry, with the cooperation of the government, should together work on eliminating these issues in order to ensure the viability of the Rahn industry. Regardless of all these issues, Nahnu institution is expected to help improve the socio-economic development of the community, not only focus on the profits that will be obtained alone. That's all from us. Thank you.